Welcome, my friends. It's Aaron Parker, and I'm very excited to be here with an amazing individual. This is a very exciting interview / training that we've put together. This is Mr. Michael Bernoff. What is up, my friend?
What's going on, Aaron? Thrilled to be here. Happy Saturday or whatever day you're watching this.
Yeah, so I want to give everybody a quick intro and some instructions for everybody who's here. First of all, I know that many of you are watching the recording of this, which is great. We're so glad that you are here watching the replay. You're definitely in for a treat. And in case you missed it, the topic of our training today is about creating a breakthrough. So I just have a question for everybody. Those of you that are here watching live and the recording, are you ready? Are you ready to create a breakthrough in your business? That means wherever you are now, you want to get to the next level. That is exactly what this training is designed to do, and it's exactly what Michael Bernoff has that he's going to be giving you here today. So you want to definitely be ready for that and get ready to take some notes. I also want to let everybody know really quick, this is streaming in two places. We have people watching on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, drop a quick like on this video. You can also interact with us in the comments. If you're on Facebook, you're in for a treat because you can actually tag people in the comments.
Smart.
So if you know anybody, whether they're on your team, whether they're in any network marketing business that you know is ready to create a breakthrough in their business, they want to rank up and start leveling up their income, then you want to tag them in the comments below. And of course, you can click share and just share this. This is a public training that we decided to put together. Instead of just keeping it exclusive for our team, we decided to open this up to the world. So with that being said, I want to just quickly introduce the person who you are about to learn from. This is Michael Bernoff. He is someone who I had the privilege to learn from first back in 2012.
Wow.
So we're talking, what is that now?
Like a decade ago.
Almost a decade. We're coming up on a decade.
Years, that's like 80 years ago.
Yeah. And Michael, you know, his specialty really is the topic of this training. It's helping people create breakthroughs. And I just want everyone to know right off the bat, that's exactly what he helped me do. He has been a mentor of mine. He's been a coach of mine for the past 8 years, off and on. And there are specific points in my career. For those of you that don't know who I am, in case there's a few of you, I actually struggled in network marketing for 12 years. Anybody ever struggle in network marketing? That was me for a long time. And then finally in 2012, ironically, was the first year that I created a six-figure income. And over the past 8 years, while I've made six figures, I've also lost six figures. And we've had companies go out of business, and we've made money, we've lost money. There's been challenges along the way. And Michael Bernoff is someone who has helped me through those tough times to be able to go from being stuck. So let's be real. Come on, guys. I want to see some engagement. Drop some comments. How many of you are stuck? Or if you know someone who's stuck, you want to tag them in the comments, because Michael is someone who can help you go from stuck to unstuck, from where you are right now in your business. Maybe you've hit a plateau, to getting to that next level and ranking up. So typically something like this, you know, Michael would probably charge a lot of money for, but he decided, since we're friends, that he wanted to come out here and provide some value for the community and for everyone who's here. So first of all, can we get a hashtag or something in the comments? Average sucks. Big props to Michael Bernoff. This has been a brand of his for many years. He just launched this like big time just recently. And I love this. And Michael can talk more about this as well. Yep. But I think we're ready to dive in, sir.
Well, I appreciate it, Aaron. I got to tell you, man, it's an honor to be here. And what leadership you have, and Kathy and everybody here being a leader right now in the world today. I mean, it's so easy just to be mesmerized by the news and the craziness and everything going on out there. And here you are online and all the chaos around you, and we're zoned in on the only thing we really can control, which is making our lives better, our families' lives better, our businesses better, and really making a breakthrough in our lives. So that's really what Average Sucks is about. And I'll dive into that in a little bit. And I got to tell all of you that are watching this, I mean, Aaron and Kathy, they go to sleep with your dreams on their minds. Like, they're like, how do we help more people? What more can we do? So he had a crazy idea. I think I got a text at like 3 o'clock in the morning, my time. He had just woken up, probably just got done squatting like, or doing powerlifting or lifting a small truck. Okay. Put it down. And he goes, I got an idea. I want to get Michael Bernoff here to talk with the team. So it's an honor and a privilege to be here today. And as Aaron said a minute ago, one of the greatest gifts you can give is to think right now for a second. This is what makes your business grow. Even if you're not part of the same company, it doesn't matter. If you're just an entrepreneur, share with one other entrepreneur what we're doing here right now. I would bet everything that there's at least one idea that you're going to pull away from something that we're going to share with you that has a chance to make a huge difference in your life and in your business. So Aaron, how do you want me to roll with this? I mean, what's with our ADD you and I both have, what's our strategy today other than just breakthrough?
Well, I think that, and we forgot to mention this as well, you kind of did a little teaser video, but for those who didn't watch that, Michael Bernoff is somebody who has been a top earner in the direct sales network marketing industry. So he's very familiar. Not only has he been very successful in network marketing, direct sales, but he has now gone on to train and mentor and coach some of the top network marketers in the world. So that's pretty much the community that we have here watching this. And so I think that from your perspective, what are some of the biggest maybe mistakes that we make and how we can get through those? And then just diving right into helping everyone who's here, like we kind of introed, getting from where they are, maybe stuck, maybe not where they want to be yet, and maybe accelerating the growth in their business.
Okay, perfect. So how much time are we working with? So I know, because you know me, I dedicate my time. What do we got here today?
I mean, we could go 30 minutes. We could go an hour. I know your time's very valuable, but I'm open.
Let's do an hour. I told my daughter we were doing something earlier. My little one, I said, Daddy's got to go help some people. She said, no problem. Take your time. We understand. So I got an hour, and hopefully you guys have an hour from this second, and boom, let's get rocking. So one thing I'm going to tell you is if you have a notebook nearby, you definitely want to grab it. I do talk quickly. Also know where this link is right now. And the reason is you're going to want to come back to what I'm going to be sharing with you later. So as Aaron said, I get you. And the reason to say I get you is I don't know you. I've never possibly met you before. Some of you I've met before. I do want to make this very interactive today. So because we're on YouTube and we're on Facebook, I am getting a feed on my screen. I get a chance to see a lot of you and the comments that you have, which I'm excited about. So you're definitely going to watch this later, but I'm also going to tell you that my desire for you is in the next few minutes to pick up a couple of ideas that have an opportunity to make a massive, massive impact in your life. And one of the reasons I'm so excited is I remember the first time that I came across the information that I'm about to share with you. I remember the first time that I was introduced to the idea that the life that I have and the life that I want can come together. And I used to think it was just have a dream and have a dream and have a dream. And then I got a mentor along the way that basically said, why would you want to dream when you could realize your dreams and you can live them in reality? And that's one of the questions I have for you today. Do we want to dream, or do we want to make the things that you want a reality? And I'm not just talking about Ferraris and beach houses. I'm talking about building a business and building it in a way so you don't have to worry anymore. So when the next thing comes up, nothing can knock you over. Getting to a point when you're at a restaurant and when you don't have to worry about people and masks and everything's safe and you're at your favorite place. And while you're here, you're sitting there for yourself and the waiter comes over and whatever you want, it's on you. And if you want to leave a ridiculous tip, you can, or even getting to the point where you could donate money or do the things that you want to do. So let's start at the beginning and let all of you know a little bit about me. I didn't get a chance to meet all of you, but I do want to get a chance that you can meet me, because it's very hard to meet 1,000 people at once and thousands of people hearing a replay. So I figure one of the easiest things that we can do is we get a chance to connect. And my backstory is probably very, very similar to a lot of yours. And the reason I share this to start with is I get it. I'm one of these people. I've been an entrepreneur. I've been in direct sales. And when I first got started, I failed so miserably, so bad. I worked so hard. I got so frustrated. I did not want to quit. I was so freaking stubborn. I would not quit, but I didn't really get anywhere. And the biggest reason why is I had a challenge. And this is typically where if you were to do a training, this is where the speaker comes on. And you guys have heard this before. And you give me a amen, or I've heard this before, where the speaker comes on. And you might even see this in stages in your company where the guy comes out and says, man, I grew up poor. Or you should have seen me 15 years ago. I was missing a leg and then I grew it back. Or my brother left me on a subway when I was 9 and my parents didn't find me for 5 years. And it's this atrocious story that when you hear it, you look at them and go, damn, my life's not that bad. If they did it, imagine what I could do. And my story is not that my dad was like Steve Jobs or Warren Buffett's my dad or Lee Iacocca is my dad. I don't have that story. I have a story about a challenge that I truly believe is the biggest reason entrepreneurship is massively hard for most people out there in the world. And if you can understand where I'm coming from this, you're going to understand not only why does average suck, you're going to understand how to change it in your life. And I grew up in the 70s and 80s. And if you're younger than me, you may not know what that means. If you're older than me, you lived in that generation at some point anyways. And back in the 40s and the 50s, they had a time very similar to what's going on right now in the world where things were bad. They just came out of a world war. There was horrible economic situations. And what they said is we've got to find a way for human beings to feel comfortable. And what they did is they destroyed biology and they invented a little something called the middle class. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up to you guys right now, you may be thinking like, Michael, why is middle class a bad thing? Well, it really wasn't a bad thing. But what it did is it made life easy for a lot of people. Now, if you grew up middle class, put middle, lower, middle, or upper, like barely getting by down the middle, or a little bit better, you were one of the kind of rich people in your area. If you grew up middle class, give it to me in the box, put in comments, yes, I grew up middle class, got it, middle, or put an M, or LM for lower middle, or M, upper middle for UM. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And the reason I'm asking you to think about this right now about middle class is I grew up and everything was okay. Things were good. I had an extra pair of shoes. Things were okay. I got to go on a vacation, not the one I wanted to go on. And it was not really an issue. I was okay. And as I always say, okay is okay, as long as okay is okay, and okay is still okay, as long as okay is okay. But here was the problem. In my heart, I wanted more. And I remember I got a job working at the Short Hills Mall when I was in a fancy mall in New Jersey when I was a kid. And I remember seeing the fancy cars, not the Lamborghinis, but like a Lexus, not the Ferrari, but a really, really nice, like a Toyota. And I'd say to my mom, look at those cars. And you know what she'd say? Those are very nice, but they're not for people like us. And I said to her, what do you mean? How do you get one? And she gave me the formula, what most people think is success, which is really the formula to guaranteed failure. She said, work hard and be a good person. So here was what happened. I got into business for myself. I got into network marketing my first year of college, telecard network. That's how old I am. I was selling phone cards back in the day. I made like $500 my first week. I'm like, this is amazing. I took my mom's approach. Work hard, be a good person. Work hard, be a good person. Work hard, be a good person. And you know what happened? I failed miserably. And after about 90 days, I'm out of business. And the reason I'm bringing this up to you guys right now, and the reason it's important for you to understand is I was sold a concept that used to work years ago called being average. Now, I know for a fact when I'm driving down the street and I have the average sucks as our logo, it's our brand. And I'm telling you, it's a statement for life. It's a shirt. It's my brand new book, Average Sucks, which I'll show you all how to get later. But the point is, why I'm bringing this up to you right now is most people think when they see it, they say average sucks. They say, yeah, that's damn straight, Michael. You're right. Average sucks. Don't be like everybody else. I'm going to make this business work. Residual income. Screw average. And I said, do you know what it really means? And they say, well, yeah, it means be better than everybody else. And I say to them, yeah, that's true. That's a given. That's like a no-brainer. That's like, listen, we got to take care of each other. That's like, you need to eat. You need to go to the bathroom. That's obvious. But here's what average sucks really means. Average sucks is the feeling you have in your heart. If you've got a feeling in your heart right now that you know you're capable of more, let me hear it. Give it a like, give it a love, give it a thumbs up, say, I got it. In my heart, I know I want more. I'm one of these people that wants more in my life. The problem is that you've got an issue that's holding you back. And if you want to talk business breakthroughs, I could give you scripts. I can give you lines. I can give you the greatest influence techniques in the world. But I'm going to tell you, that's not going to do anything unless you have this gravitational pull that holds you back. So you and I both know that you have something that gets in your way. It's the same feeling you get when you're at the edge of a diving board. You climbed all the way up the stairs and you get to the edge of the diving board and you're looking over and you don't know what to do. And you get the feel like, do I jump? You climb the ladder to jump. The water's fine, but it's that feeling that stops you. Or gentlemen, you know the feeling you get when you want to ask her to prom when you were a kid. Or I mean, I'm a confident guy, but I asked my wife to marry me. It took me 30 minutes to like say it. And the reason why is the old me wasn't married. The new me is about to get married. But what's amazing about it, there was something in my way. So if you've ever said to yourself, there's something in your way, I know I'm capable of more, the thing I'm about to share with you next will be one of the most important things you ever understand in your life. And I'm also here to tell you, we're not going to solve it in the next 46 minutes. We're going to get the ball rolling for all of you. And I'm going to tell you, this is a team in a company, and this is a team in the world right now. And I'm going to tell you, the most powerful people I know are the entrepreneurs and the people about to become entrepreneurs like you, the ones we're going to find and show them how to be an entrepreneur. Because I'm going to tell you, nothing can stop a real entrepreneur from getting the life that they want. So here's what happens in life. And this is what I want to get into right now. Everyone in life gets to a point where they say, never again. And the reason I'm bringing this up to you and why this is so urgent for all of you to understand right now is we all get to a point where we say, I will never go back again. For instance, I will never go back to that job. I will never be mistreated again. I will never be in a bad relationship again. I will never be fat again. I will never this. And you get in this point in your life and you say to yourself, never again. And at that moment, you mean it. And you build this wall behind you that says, never again. And you'll never go back there. I've seen it with Kathy and Aaron. They said, never again, I'll make under 6 figures. And guess what? They mean it. Never again. He said, never again, I'll be broke. And never again, I'll make 6 figures. And at that point, you say, never again. And at that same moment, you build a wall in front of you. And the wall in front of you says, what do you want? And that's what happens when most people get into business. And I want to think about this. You said to yourself, screw my job, screw that other company. I don't want to do this again. I'm going to show my husband. I'm going to show my wife. I'm going to show my neighbors. Never again. And you said it in that moment, boom, you built a dream for yourself. You also didn't realize you built a box. Now I'm going to tell you, it's not a coffin. It's not going to kill you, but you built something that is going to be in your way. And if we don't move it, this is the thing we need to break through. So at the same time, you also build an identity for yourself. So I want you to imagine right now that what you've got in your life is what you don't want, what you do want. If you go to dinner with people, do you guys remember when people would go to dinner? They'd go out without their masks. They'd go to dinner and they'd go meet people. They do their thing. And back in the day, they talk, had conversations. A lot of you are starting to do that again. And most people's conversations are what they want, what they don't want, what they want, what they don't want. And that builds what's called your identity. So I want you to imagine that you have an identity of how you see you. And your identity is made up of what you make, how hard you work, what you do. And every day you show up and you say, this is me. This is how I live. And when you wake up in the morning, even if you want to change, the first thing you check is your identity. Who am I? So you go about your recruiting, you go about your selling, you go about all the things you do based on your current identity. And then off here on the left side, you build this beautiful, beautiful wall of all the people in your life that some encourage you, some piss you off, some get you excited, and you box yourself in to this little dream of one day I'll have that. I'll never do that. These are my cheerleaders and friends, and this is who I am. You don't actually get anything you want, but you dream about it. And year out, you come back to events and conventions, whether virtual or live, and you make about the same amount of money, give or take 5 or 10 or 15%. What I want to show you today is how to make a massive shift in your life and tell you that everything that you want is on the other side of that wall. It's about starting to work on getting what you want instead of wanting it. If I could give you one breakthrough for the entire day, one thing to think about is that it's not about having dreams. It's not about wanting things. It's about seeing things different. See, I'm the guy that a UFC fighter calls before he goes in the ring. I work with people in the movie business. I have professional athlete clients I work with, the NHL, NBA, different places I work with, top producers, top performers, people that are taking their companies public. During this whole Corona crap that went on, what began to happen, I got calls from 100 different Fortune 100, Fortune 500 companies calling me going, what do we say? What do we do? And how do we do it? And I give them the exact pep talk, what it is they need to do, not to inspire them, to give them the language to change it. So let me tell you, there's 3 ways to get what it is you want. If you got a pen and paper, you can write these down right now. 3 ways to get what you want. One is lower your head, run through the wall, try to do it with hard work, and ask Aaron Parker for 10 years how his old school mentality, run through the wall, work as hard as I can, worked for him. And he will tell you, not the way. It is not about that. Option 2 is not run through the wall. And this is what Aaron and Kathy have been doing, and the greatest leaders in this industry have been doing for years, is another very specific thing, is to get yourself to grow so you can step over the wall. See, when you grow, you realize the wall is small, but when you play little, you can't get over the wall. And the third way is very, very simple. The third way is to let somebody help you. So what this training is about letting someone help you and growing into the person that you're capable of being. That's all Aaron Parker, that's all this is about. That's what his team is about. That is his meeting is about. And that is why I know that if he caught you at a coffee shop and you were in a completely other company, he would spend 3 hours with you to teach you how to make your company work without even trying to recruit you or bring you over to his team. And the reason why is we care about this industry and free enterprise and making all of this work. And that's where we all need to work together to make all of this work as effectively as possible. So climbing the wall is 3 things I'm going to cover today in the next little bit. And then I'll open up for some Q&A later today. I'll talk to you about some stuff, and I'm going to be giving away something ridiculous at the end. If you guys are interested, stick around to the end. I'll be doing it. So what's up, Aaron? You got something you want to share? Jumping back to me?
I'm just fired up. You're
fired up.
I was going to give something away. So we're both going to give something
away. What are you giving away?
Something of yours.
I love it. I love it. He's giving something away. Fantastic. So
they'll have to wait and find out.
Oh boy, guys, watch out. We're giving it away. I love it. All right. So back to us. We're going to be giving away all kinds of stuff, helping you guys out, getting you guys to grow. So there's 3 things that I want to say right now that we're going to be covering. Number 1, I'm going to cover with you why most people fail in this industry, why they fail in life. And you're probably like, well, Michael, why would you cover why people fail? That's negative. Here's the deal. You bring someone new in, you don't want them to fail. You're new. You don't want to fail. So I'm going to share with you why most people do not succeed. Then I'm going to give you a magic word, a very, very simple word that if you could dedicate your life and your business to this, it's going to change everything for you. And I'm excited about giving that to you guys as well. So very, very powerful, very easy. The next thing I'm going to share with you is really why goal setting doesn't work for most people. Why when you set your goals, you don't get them. And then towards the end, and tell me if you like this. Can I get Aaron Parker back here in the screen? Can I get that guy for a second? Let me ask you, Aaron, tell me if they want this. And you're going to speak for the masses. Do you think they would want to know the number 1 reason why anyone would get started in business so they can get into somebody's head? Would they want to know that?
Absolutely.
Do you think they want to know the number 1 line they can ask somebody to open up their mind and get them to buy?
Yes.
And do you think they'd love it if I can give them the one thing that is responsible for producing about $100 million in sales for direct salespeople over the years? And I'm telling you, I work with owners of companies and top leaders. And I'm going to give it to all of them today. So we're not joking right now. Should I save that for next time or we do it today?
Bring it. Let's go.
Bring it. All right, let's go. So here's the thing. Number one thing I want to share with you is why most people fail. Now, I'm going to tell you a couple things real quick. Most people do not know how to learn correctly. And what I mean by learn correctly is you're watching this right now, you're probably distracted by 50 things. Turn off the dating app. Turn off your extra Skype. Turn off your phone. Turn off your stuff and be with me. The other thing I was going to tell you is I'm going to ask you to listen really, really carefully to the things I say. My background is a linguist. I'm one of the best in the world at something called neuro-linguistic programming. I invented something called human interaction technology, which is the ability to use words to affect the nervous system. And what's cool is after 45 minutes goes by, you're going to turn around. You know what you're going to say after 45 minutes? Damn. Wow. That's really interesting. That felt like 15 minutes. I would love it if every video you make feels like 15 minutes for people. And it's not my hyperness that makes it work. It's the way that I'm using language. So 1, listen carefully. Number 2, I'm going to ask you to pay attention to how what I say makes you feel. Some of it excites you. Some of it turns you on. Some of it's this, some of it's that. Pay attention. If I say millionaire and it bothers you, write it down. I want to be a millionaire and shit, it scares me. My mentor, Jim Rohn up there said it like this. I have my dad and that was my business mentor, Jim Rohn. You haven't checked out his stuff. That's the legend. And one of the things that Jim said to me is become a millionaire, Michael, not for the money, but what it makes of you. And I made that my goal. I built that in my brain, become a millionaire, become a millionaire, become a millionaire. Well, all of my team wanted to be rich and famous and Versace and all that stuff. Who it's going to make you, who it's going to make you, who it's going to make you, who it's going to make you. And you know who made me? When Corona hit, you know what showed up in my life? Corona. You know what others showed up in my life? No distraction. And the reason why is when you build yourself correct and you become an incredible human being, nothing will knock you down. The third thing I'm going to ask you to do is to get engaged. Speak with me, be here, type, talk. Just so you know, downstairs in my building right here, I charge $25,000 for a few hours of my time. This is free. It's on Aaron. It's not free. It's on your time. So number one thing I want to share with you is why most people fail. Well, one of the reasons people fail is they come to something like this and they're looking for a plan. They say, Michael, what do I need to do? Listen, folks, Google has everything you need to do. Aaron Parker can explain to you in 5 minutes what to do. Walk up to people, say hi. Find people on Facebook, start a conversation. Place ads, go on YouTube. All of it is simple. Building a direct sales business is simple, easy. The problem is this thing gets in your way. So why it gets in the way is most people think they need to do something. Like if I asked you to give me, I said, I'd give you $1 million right now if you tell me how to get in better shape, go. And you would say, eat healthy, work out. And I said, have a better relationship. You would say, talk, listen. If I said, have more money, talk to people, recruit, sell, you would have the answers. So you don't need that. The question is, how do you get yourself to do it? So the number one reason why most people do not succeed comes down to emotion. Now, the challenge is most of us have not taken many classes on emotions. Like I took classes in school on math, logic, history, logic, sex ed, kind of emotion, but not really. Like sex ed class was kind of disgusting. If you guys remember, it was like kind of weird. You know, I figured if they wanted us to not do certain things, they should have like done, if any of you have kids, you know what I'm talking about. They should have said, everybody's a teenager, take a nap. And we take a nap because teenagers like taking naps. And then what they do is they wake us up 5 minutes later to a crying sound of a baby. And then what happens is go take a nap. And then we wake up again. Take a nap, wake up again. And what's amazing is most people don't realize that would have been a lot better, that plan to get us to not, do things we shouldn't do, because that would have been better birth control. But what happened is they didn't do that. That wasn't their approach because they didn't understand the power of influence. So in school, emotions are things they never taught. But I'm going to tell you, there's two main emotions that get in your way. Let me ask you this, team. How many, and I consider all of you team right now. Anyone who's an entrepreneur, you're on my freaking team. Anybody who wants to make a difference in the world, you're on my team. And I'm going to tell you, team beats out friends, because Mark Zuckerberg, you have destroyed the term of friends, because I got 5,000 people I don't know on my page. Team is people that want to make a difference in the world. And every one of you should say, screw friends, build a team. Here's what a team is. Your best friends are on your team. My family on my team. That's what I want for you. I would love it if every one of you had a ridiculous all-star team in your life to make things work. So with that said, the number one reason why people fail is emotions. Here's the emotions that most people run into. Everything from having a bad day to being depressed. We've all had it. Mind over mattress kicks your ass, you go back to bed. Oh man, it's just this again. Or anxiety. You've been in the business a week. Where's my check? Like, why hasn't it happened quick enough? What's going on? And in those moments, the Pfizer and all the drug companies, they make fortunes because they tell you there's something wrong with you. And really what it is you're either focused too much on the past or too much on the future. Why this is important to you is we've got to learn to control our emotions and the emotions of our team. We don't have to settle them down. We need to educate them on how emotions work. So let's talk about language. Now, when I talk about language, I get to ask all of you a question. What is the one thing that you do? Now, if you've worked with me before in your life, do not answer this. If the answer comes up in the first 5 seconds, I know that you know me. So what is the one thing that you do more than anything else in the world? And it's not think about sex. What is the one thing you do more than anything else? Think about it right now. What is it? What is it? It's not breathe. What is it? Put it down. What do you do more than anything else? I want to hear it. What do you do? What do you do more than anything else? Just write it in. I want to see it. Write it in. Write it in the box. Write it in. Procrastinate. Clarence, an incredible procrastinator. What do you do more than anything else? Come on, put it in the box. Bonus for any of you. I'll be giving away stuff anyways. Talk. I love it. This person talks and talks and thinks and thinks. And I'm going to tell you the one thing that we do more than anything, Aaron, in the entire world, sex sells, guy says, one thing more than sleep, Michael, is this: communicate. And I truly believe in our company that we believe that communication is the most underdeveloped and underutilized asset that we have as human beings to getting what we want. If you want to make a fortune in this business, requires communication with you and communication with ourselves. We pack our kids' lunchbox and we want to make sure they're safe. But how much time do we really spend on teaching them how to communicate, what things mean, how they feel about themselves, the language they use? But also, we don't pay attention to the language inside of ourselves. So right now, I want you to think with me, and I want you to participate. Think about the last time you had a challenging day. And I'm going to tell you, you and your people have challenging days. Guys, we got to get past this positive thinking all the time crap. And the reason we got to get past that is there's times we got to be real. It's not time sometimes just that, oh, everything's great. Yes, everything is great compared to other things. But sometimes we got to get honest. If you're 50 pounds overweight, it is not great. If your bank account is not where you want it to be, it is not great. We need to do something different. So think about this. Think about the last time you're having a bad day. All human beings, doesn't matter where you're from, all communicate the same way. So the last time you were having a bad day, I want you to finish my sentence for me. I'm going to do it slow, and I'll do it a couple times because I know there's a little lag here right now. The last time you were having a bad day, I bet you were saying something like this to yourself. Now, this is everyone on earth. Doesn't matter what accent you have, you do this. Last time you're having a bad day, you said something like this. Why is this happening to... Finish my sentence. Why is this happening to... And I'm going to pause until I see the word on the screen. You know it. You know me, Aaron says. Bonus cookie for Aaron. Why is this happening to me? The number one reason why human beings fail. The number one reason people are overweight. The number one reason why your business is not where you want it to be is you are focused on your problems. My mentor said it best. He said, when there's a beer can, there's not beer, it's Penta water. But when there's a beer can on the side of the road and you leave it there, you're part of the problem. The second you pick it up, you're immediately part of the solution. This is the part that I want all of you to get, is that we need to become solution oriented. Here's solutions. How do I get more people in the business? How do I help more people? What can I do? The problem with the media right now, they don't have solution. They're problem focused, solution oriented human beings. That's what we need to do. We need to think about that. Now, some of you are like, but Michael, I'm a coach. I read The Power of Positive Thinking 14 times. I live in Sedona. I play with crystals. And I'm not teasing because I love this shit. Okay, I live in California. I'm a coach, whatever it is. And I never would be negative. And you're right, you wouldn't be. You're probably selfish though. What do you mean selfish? What I mean by selfish is the most selfish people in the world are the ones that give everything to everyone else and nothing to themselves. The key to life is not about necessarily just taking care of others. It's about making you the best you can be and growing into your full version of your average. What I mean by that is a guy years ago tapped me in the chest. He goes, how tall are you? I go, dude, I'm 6'6". He goes, why don't you act like it? You're playing life like a 5'8" man. I go, damn. You know what? He's right. Let me ask you, are you playing your full potential? See, if you were playing bigger, you'd step over that damn wall now. The problem is you're like, well, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. Where do I find the people? What if they don't like me? What if it doesn't work? Who cares? You're going to have to get over this anyways. We might as well do it right now, today, and solve this in the moment. So the number one reason you're not getting what you want in this world is like you're saying is, like Beth said, you are a card-carrying people pleaser. You want to keep the whole world happy, which means you are just writing a check for yourself to be miserable, to not get what you want. So the number one reason you don't get what you want is you're focused on your problems. The other part of it is that you're not focused on solutions, and you got to learn how to be selfish. And what I mean by that is, let's talk about where life changes. Let's talk about the first step right now. This is my goal for all of you while you're watching this. Years ago, a guy said to me, I said, how good are you at sales? This guy was a double purple, quadruple backflip, diamond cobra in his business. I'm just teasing, but that was the level he was at. I don't know. It was like he was NATO commander, upside down backflip. So excited. But there was 50 other levels he wanted to get to. I said, how good are you at sales? He said, I'm the best. I said, man, if you're the best, why are you not up there? Are you sure you're the best? He goes, no, I'm the best. I said, then I can't help you. Because if you're already the best and you're already great, what can I do for you? And if you think you're doing horrible, nothing I can do either. But if there's room to grow, that's when you change. So my whole life changed on a very, very interesting day. And I'm going to go back in a second. I'm going to get back to this. Is I went to college and I was in business and I fell in love with entrepreneurship. I fell in love with entrepreneurship and drinking so much that I don't drink anymore, but I fell in love with it so much that I got out of college for a couple of months, or 2 years. And I went to junior college. And while I was there, I had a professor. I never got into business school, and I make more than anyone in my graduating class, guaranteed by 10,000 gazillion percent. And what happened was in junior college, the college professor gave me a list of books, and there was a list that I could get. One was like, you could read The Gold Standard. You could read different business books, Lee Iacocca, this and that. And one of the books was How to Win Friends and Influence People. I was a 19-year-old guy, meet women. This is great. Influence people. I don't know if I even read the book, but the biggest thing I got out of the book is who I am today doesn't have to be who it is that I'm going to be down the road. See, my parents said, work hard and be a good person. They never said you can grow into any person you desire to be. And in that moment, I really decided Michael Bernoff needs to become a person of influence if he wants to change. So the first thing I set out to do was to really influence myself. And when I started learning how to influence myself, one of the biggest things that I recognized is you've got to influence your day-to-day activity. Now, how many of you ever felt like this? Like you're on a roller coaster, like your middle name should be Six Flags. You're up, you're down, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. And what's funny is we all have it emotionally and all kinds of stuff. And I learned how to get off that years ago. I remember I woke up in the middle of the night. I was having one of those thoughts. Tell me if you've had this before. You give me yes, I've had this. I've had these thoughts before. I'm just going to give it to you real. Like if you don't like real, I don't know what to give you. I don't have anything other than myself. So hopefully you guys are cool with me. Cause actually I don't really care if you are or not. I'm going to be me regardless. That's what you're going to get. And all of you, if you were to be you, you'd be a lot better off. You'd be a lot better off. So the one thing I'm going to tell you is, and this is just really, really cool, that I want to throw by all of you, and this is just like ridiculous, is that I wake up in the middle of the night, this incredible thought. And here's the thought I had. I woke up, I'm like, oh my God, it's a great idea. And I'm searching for a pen and paper, tripped over my dog I had at the time, couldn't even remember what it was, flipped on the light, and now I'm awake, and I don't even know what I was excited about. I don't know if you've had that happen to you before. So I'm flipping through the channels on the TV. This is before the internet had a million sites, pre-Facebook, all that stuff. And I'm flipping through, and I think the church channel or something came on. It was Joel Osteen or something. And he said something to the effect of like, eagles and human beings are a lot alike. And I'm like, whoa, it's like the Darwin Network. This is crazy. Like, this is nuts. You know, what's he talking about? He says, when a baby eagle's born, they have a tiny little bit of liquid in their eyes, but they don't know what's there. It's like our brain. You don't even know it's there. And when the baby eagle's cold, what it does is it goes somewhere warm. And the reason is it's smart. What does an adult male or adult female do, or adult person when they're cold? They usually bitch complain. An eagle, no time to complain. It goes somewhere warm. And while it's flying, it gets a little too far to the right, the left, too high, too low. The liquid starts to harden in that eagle's eye, and it starts to creating something called pain. And the eagle's, what do I do? And the eagle goes, I don't like this pain. How do I get out of it? And it shifts, and it goes, and it does all the things, and it gets back on track, and the pain goes away. Let me ask you this. Have you been in a situation before where you've said to yourself in your business, this ain't going anywhere. I'm not getting anywhere. Whenever you say that, it is going somewhere called gone, like you're about to be done with this thing, and I don't want that for you. But conversely, you've been in situations where you said, I feel like I'm getting somewhere. My love life's getting better. My body's getting better. My bank account's getting better. And in that moment, you're making something magical happen. And I want you to write down this word. I want you to say it right now. You're making something happen called progress. And for my Canadians out there, because I'm part Canadian, progress. It's the same word. You say you're owed differently. I'm a hockey player, so I get it. Progress. That's the thing. You know what Aaron wants for you in your business? Progress. You know what you want? I want to be rich and happy. You know what Aaron wants for you? Progress. Because if you make progress every single month, you get rich, you get happy, you get a great body, you get it all. But most of you are not signed up for progress. You're signed up for get rich. You're signed up to follow Gary Vee and go get a Ferrari. And I'm not knocking Gary, but come on, guys. Do you want to grind and one day get a Ferrari when you're 96 years old? Or do you want to become a person that's out to sushi dinner one night and goes, you know what? All my bills are paid. I got enough coming in. My college kids' tuition's taken care of. Or if you're past that or don't have kids, you don't worry about it. My car's paid off. I got enough in the bank. What's $1,000 for dinner? What's the big deal? It doesn't matter. And you got extra money around. People that buy into progress change their life. So the next time you talk with Aaron, he should ask you, what kind of progress are you making? And if it's not enough, shift it. You got a job still? Stop bitching about your job. Look your job in the eyes. Say, thank you, Mr. Job. Thank you, Mrs. Job. You are the venture capitalist to build my business. I think the biggest complaint people have and the biggest mistake we make as network marketers, quitting your job too soon. Your job pays the bills. Let it pay the bill. Let it fund your business. You're like Warren Buffett. Your job at Motorola is paying you to get rich. And watch this right now and watch me. You got to say, thank you, job. Your job is a venture capitalist, not a just over broke. It's your gain to get rich. If you still got one, use it, let it get you rich, but give it a timetable to get out of it. So you might be saying, Michael, sounds great. What areas do I need to make progress in? I'm going to tell you right now, biggest thing to make progress in is you got to understand what makes you do what you do. Part of that is how do you get goals and how do you achieve things? I'm one of these guys that I'm not into dream boards. And I'll explain why in a minute. If you have one, I'm sorry. If your team pushes it, do it. It's good to have. I mean, I'm not against it. But let me explain to you the problem. If I were to take Aaron, let me ask Aaron. Can I come back to Aaron real quick? Is Aaron back? Aaron, let me ask you a question about how many people are in your company?
Several 100,000 customers and about 50 50,000 affiliates.
Okay, so if I grab 50,000 affiliates and the hundreds of thousands of people and the millions of direct sales people we know, we would essentially grab every race, ethnicity, color, creed, religion, military, not military, people that like Mr. Rogers, don't like Mr. Rogers, people like Eeyore, and people like sheep, correct? There'd be a little bit of everybody.
Absolutely.
Okay, very good. So I just want to make sure we're talking about a group of human beings. So if I were to take 100 people from all walks of life and I were to put them right here in this beam of thought, and I said all 100 of you are going to get motivated by me with a magical spell, and all 100 of you go get your dreams and go get your stuff. And I said, go get them. And I checked off. Seems reasonable, seems reasonable, seems reasonable, seems reasonable, seems reasonable. And I said, do you know what to do? Yes. Talk to people, and then talk to more people, and then talk to more people. And they'd say, go get them. I'll see you 6 months later. And 6 months later, I grab those 100 people and I say, how did you do? Here's the crazy part. Aaron knows the answer. Less than 3% of the people will have done it. The other 97% are great people. They watched Mr. Rogers when they were a kid. They love Sesame Street. They're good people. They raise their family well. They go to church, temple, mosque, synagogue, and they love Scientology. They do it all, and they're willing to read positive thinking. They've done every single thing in the world, but they didn't do it. So then I'm thinking, wait a second. Did I miss something? Got it. I forgot to text them once a week. So then I text them once a week, and I say, come back 6 months later. How did you guys do? Still 3% get it. So I grabbed the 3% that pulled it off. I grabbed the Aaron Parkers and the Kathys of the world and all the other. Name me another leader on your team, Aaron. Give me someone. Let's call them out. Give me a badass right now. Who do we got?
Oh, we got Allison.
And this is nothing personal. Don't be offended. I'm putting him on the spot. He loves all of you. Give me one name. Don't be mad.
Allison Byler.
Allison. So you, Allison, and Joe Blow. And George Glass from the Brady Bunch when we were kids. All of us, okay? And if anyone remembers Brady Bunch, you remember that episode, that fake episode. So what happens is all 3 or 4 of us go, we did it. We pulled off our goals. We achieved excellence. So I said, let's teach those other people. And we get on stage like most leaders, and we teach, and we show, and we say, do what we did. And 6 months later, they still didn't do it. And then I realized something very interesting. This is fascinating. They're all good people. They all mean well. They all wanted to do it. But 100% of the world attempts to motivate themselves by decide and do, but it only works for 3% of the world. 97% of the world are motivated by waiting for things to get bad enough to change, and then they change. The reason I'm bringing this up to you, why it's important to understand is, I'm telling you, Aaron, too many people are leading with the comp plan. Too many people are leading with the product. Do you know what we need to lead with? The biggest reason people get started in business. I am about to give it to you right now. You are about to get truth from Aaron Parker, why he does direct sales. So Aaron, why are you in your business? Why are you doing this?
Why am I doing this?
Yeah, why not? I'll put you on the spot.
For me, it's about freedom, choices for my family, and making an impact and helping others.
Very good. So when you hear that, everybody, you immediately go, you need to get into my business. You can have freedom. You can have choices. You can do this. But what you're not hearing is his motivation. The biggest reason Aaron became an entrepreneur was he has a beautiful wife, a beautiful family. He's already done the military thing. He's already pushed hard. He's done what he's done. And he said to himself, I don't want to be broke. Am I correct? I don't want to be in a bad company. I want to show my kids what's possible, and I want to be an example. Am I correct about that, Aaron?
100%.
So his real motivation is he's saying, I don't want to fail. So most of you don't recognize that the only reason any of you got into business is your job doesn't pay well enough yet. So if your job just, listen, Aaron, if you had a job at, let's say, what's a big company in Florida there nearby? Big company. Put him on the spot, man. I'm like the spot putter on her today.
I mean, Whole Foods.
If you would have got a call from Bezos and he said to you, Aaron, I need you to run marketing for Amazon. I'll pay you $11 million a year. If that was 10 years ago, you might not be doing what you're doing today. The problem is he didn't get that phone call. And I'm not knocking it. What I'm saying is the only reason we do this is because something's not perfect in your life yet. So why I'm bringing this up to all of you is, as recruiters, we think it's our comp plan. As salespeople, we think it's our products. Listen, your product only works if somebody needs it, and they only need it if they have a problem. But most people are scared to talk about problems. Let me tell you what the media is good at. Selling what? Problems. They tell you everything that's wrong. Like, if it's not about riots and it's not about viruses, it's that a sheep died or a baby sheep died is even worse. A baby sheep's brothers, sisters, aunts, uncle got sick. And then you want to watch it because people are obsessed with problems. Now, I'm going to tell you why they're obsessed with problems and why this is important to understand is we need to start asking the question of people. So instead of telling people how great our companies are, why don't you learn how sales works? And sales works differently than you think it does. It's about eliciting emotions inside of people. And here's the way it goes. I would ask a question like this. I meet Aaron, and let's say he does work at Whole Foods, and I've known him for a while. And prospecting is not walking up to a stranger, punching them in the chin, handing them your product, running cream on their arm. It's about building a relationship, either online or offline, through leads, through anything that you do, through YouTube. It's about getting to know people through your marketing and stuff that you do. So what I would say to Aaron is, when we finally got down to it, when we're done being a little weird, I would say to him, so Aaron, let me ask you a question. What's not perfect in your life yet, Aaron? What's not perfect in your life? And you can be Joe working at Whole Foods.
I mean, if I had gotten the 11 million, then it wouldn't be money. But if I'm Joe working at Whole Foods, it would probably be, well, I'm living, paycheck to paycheck. I don't have a lot of money right now. And I also don't have a lot of time.
Let me ask you this. Is that uncomfortable?
Yes.
Okay. What most people don't recognize is sales is about solving problems. You know why Amazon is one of the largest companies in the world? They solve a problem. Do you know why the iPhone? I know you're an Android guy, but I mean, we can be buddies, but like, I love you, but we're like distant cousins of something else. They're both phones, right? But the reason both those companies are huge is the reason they're huge is because what happens is they solve a problem. I want to talk to my friend Aaron, and this solves the problem. So if I haven't talked to Aaron in a while and a guy comes up to me and goes, we can do this, that's where the change takes place. So the point of this is when you say to somebody, what's not perfect in your life yet, it presupposes things could get better. They give you the problem. So write that down. What's not perfect in your life? Put the question mark, yet, Y-E-T. It presupposes things could get better. Will, the only word missing is yet. So when you say that, I'm telling you that is not a pickup line. That is not like, folks, most of you are treating like cheesy pickup artists. You're treating your business. You ask people a question. What's that? So let me ask you, I was on a webinar the other day. What's not perfect in your life yet? You know what they say? I don't have enough money. Great. Well, if I could show you something that could solve that, would you be interested in hearing about it? Well, people are going to say yes. Then you walk away, set an appointment, and do it. The problem is most people don't recognize that's how people change. We don't change because most people aren't used to noticing problems. What I realized about people, this is fascinating, is that, and I could go on for days, folks. I'm telling you, I've done a gazillion, trainings in my life. I've recruited thousands of people in my life. I still recruit to this day. I can't stop myself. I'll be out at a restaurant. I'm not even in a business personally, and I'm getting business cards. Can I get them? Like, I get the balloon guy at Disney when Disney's open. I'm getting his number. I'm just obsessed because I have this built into my life. It's easy. So one of the questions is, and I'll give you the other one in a minute, is we've all had those moments before where we look at our bills. Like, I got one here. This isn't a bill. This is a deposit. But I look at my bills, and let's just say as I'm looking at them, I get that face like, oh. Or maybe you look down at your waistline and you don't look like Aaron because you actually have body fat like normal human beings, right? And you look down and you're like, oh. Or maybe you see your neighbor doing better than you and you're like, you get jealous. At that moment, most people don't recognize what's going on biologically in the body. Pay attention. I'm a master of communication. When your brain and your heart, they're not friends. Like, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. And I'm telling you, your heart's like, I want more, I want more, I want more. And your brain's like, sounds great. How you going to do it, idiot? Right? How you going to do it? And let me show you last time you screwed up. I tell you about the gold company your uncle was in the 60s that he failed. And your brain tries to talk you out of what's going on because men are from Mars, women are from Venus, they say, and your heart is from Pluto and your brain's from Uranus. It is just the way it works. It's how this stuff happens in the world, is that when you look at your waist and it's not where you want it to be, that's your mind waking you up going, dude, I'm trying to make you uncomfortable because you better work out. Or when you look at this and you're like, ooh, it's not what I want. That's your brain saying, dude, you're totally capable of more. I can't get your attention. Prod you, get you to change. People don't change unless they have an issue, unless they have a problem, right? And the third is when your neighbor's doing better than you, or you see Aaron, something great, goes on a vacation, gets a new car. Instead of feeling jealous, What if that's your body telling you it's time to become a better communicator? Have the courage and guts to ask and go, Aaron, how do you get a car like that? I really mean it. What do I have to do? And whatever he says, wax on, wax off, paint the fence, wax the floor, whatever it is, just do it. Don't be an idiot. Do it, because he's got what you want, and that means you got to do it. And this is where I believe most people fail. So the biggest question that I learned years ago, it was not what's not perfect in your life yet. And then we'll do a little Q&A and stuff here in a couple seconds. And I could go like maybe 10, 15 minutes after to help you guys out today. If you're enjoying this, give an Aaron a thank you for corralling me. Probably want to thank my wife for taking the time with the kids today. Maybe Deborah, you got to thank her. But the big thing is, the biggest question I've ever asked in my life is, Aaron, most direct salespeople, what word are they scared of hearing?
No,
they hate it, right? How much do people hate no? It's like they're scared of it. They think it's bullets. They think it's hollow point bullets getting shot at their skull.
And I still remember that fear of hearing no. And it's such an amazing feeling once that fear's gone.
Yeah. And the only way to get rid of it is you have to embrace it. So what I learned how to do is I am an attractor of no's. And the reason I became an attractor of no's is I realized I'm not stupid. I'm lazy. Maybe I'm not really lazy. I work about 100 hours a week. But the reason I say it, because I'm obsessed with helping people. I'll do whatever I can. 3:00 in the morning. I love freaking helping people. I'm built for this. So one of the things I recognize, if people love saying no, let them say no. Let them say no. And what I mean by let them say no is I ask questions that lead to no. So instead of saying, Aaron, do you want to meet to discuss business and we can build residual income and we have the ability to use products that are made out of hemp? Like, that's really weird to people. So instead I ask questions. I say, Aaron, what's not perfect in your life yet? He says, I don't have enough money. So Aaron, if I could show you a way that you could have more money, is there any reason you would not want to hear about it?
No.
And then he said no, because no is easy for people to say. Stop looking for yeses. It's a waste of time. Start seeking no's. I seek as many no's as I can. What's not? So Aaron, if I could show you a way that your kids could go on more vacations, enjoy life more, and have even a better homeschool experience, is there any reason you would not want to hear about it?
No.
Great. So you got 10 minutes later, I can share that with you?
Sure.
The no turns into a yes. Tricky, but it works every single time. Whoa. So I've got a million things that I could share with all of you. And I'm certain Aaron's got questions and things. But the reason we call it a business breakthrough is life changes based on your communication. Here's the last thing I'm going to share with you. This will take me maybe 90 seconds to share. I have it in my book. I teach it during Call to Action. And one of the things I'm going to tell you is that this is a phone and it's got a wire. Okay, this is a phone. Okay, I've turned a phone like that. I've done about $80 million in sales in my life in my own company. I think that's a good start. I did it on a phone. Can use one of these as well. And the one thing that I learned about the phone is it requires you to pick it up. And most people don't do it. And the reason why is they have their brain wired incorrectly. The most powerful skill we have in the world is to own our language. When this lockdown thing occurred, I watched the news. And you know what I saw? I saw the governor of California say this, please, California citizens, that's not his voice, but please stay home. And then the newspaper goes lockdown because they use that word because that word scares you. And then you stay home and you watch the news. That word is scary and it makes you do certain things. What I recognize is language is the fastest way to get what you want. I have a big sign on my building downstairs that says your future hinges on your ability to effectively communicate. So here's what I recognized, and this is something all of you have to get, is you're either going to pick up that phone so you can build your business, or you're going to pick it up because you respect yourself. Deep in my soul, respect will move me. See, Aaron is motivated by respect and integrity. He is not motivated by getting rich. He is motivated by pride and he is motivated by honor. And I know those words. Look at his face right now. So Aaron, would you like $1 million? Aaron, would you like to honor your family?
Family.
You see it in his eyes. Honor, respect. You know how you honor them? You make as much money as you can and help as much people as you can so you can give it back. We have certain words in our psychology, words that move us. So I could be here right now, folks. I don't need to be here. When the Corona thing hit, I'm not saying this out of anything other than I worked my ass off, and I'm very modestly telling you this. My wife and I looked at each other, go, what do you want to do? We don't have to work for the next 10 years if we don't want to. I put myself in that position, busting my ass. I'm in that position. I don't have to do a thing. I just bought a couple $1 million building last year. I could sell it. I don't have to do a thing. I do this because I love people and I'm driven by it. Here's the number one thing I'm driven by: God gave me a gift to not be selfish. I'm here to serve. And the way I'll stop is if I blow up my vocal cords. That's the only way. And then I'll sign to you. I'll learn how to sign. I'll do whatever I have to do to get my point across. I'll write it on paper, whatever it is, because I know that your company has an incredible product. You know your company. And if you don't have one, you get with my man here and he will show you a great company if you need one and you're watching this, because you know you need to be an entrepreneur now. Because folks, if you're living your future in someone else's hand, you are foolish. Don't do it. At least make a couple bucks on the side. So what I'm telling you is very simple. You've got to use language. So I drive myself by avoiding being selfish, having integrity, not being a fraud. So in my heart, I say this: don't be a fraud, Michael. Get on there and be you. When I'm scared, show up and honor your family and do what you need to do. And the reason is these words are called trigger words, and they drive you. And I've been giving away our program for months now to people, showing them how to use this language. I'll tell you more about that later. Aaron's got something cool to share also. But Aaron, that's like me being crazy hyper. Stick around for like 10 minutes, folks. There's nothing to do other than us to give more to you right now. But Aaron, are there questions or any direction that you want to take my hyper crazy ADD?
Man, tremendous value. If you guys are getting value, drop some likes and just stick around. We got a little bit more. So, Michael, are you saying that you want to see if anybody has any quick questions for you?
I got them. I can answer any question anywhere. Okay. And then at some point, I'm going to break down Aaron Parker and every other leader in this company in 90 seconds and tell you exactly how to be like them. So he cannot have to work as hard, because you guys will work hard, and then you'll find leaders, because his goal is for you to do better than him and outdo him. Am I correct, Aaron? You want everyone watching this on your team to get even stronger and better. It lifts you up. That's the beauty of this business. I'll break down Aaron in 90 seconds. If any of you said, how does Aaron do it? I'll give you Aaron and Kathy in 90 seconds, the secret to their biology.
Wow. I'm excited to hear what he has to say. This is going to be interesting.
He didn't even know I was going to do this. We don't plan anything. Any questions?
I had no idea. All right, guys. So this is your chance. If you want a question answered live right here with Michael Bernoff, post it in the comments and let's see what questions you guys have. Right now, we're just getting lots of thank yous and amazings and all kinds of stuff.
I see my Jersey people in there. New Jersey. Yeah, I see it right there.
Love it. All right. So I'm going to look and see if you guys have any questions.
If you have it, ask it. If not, go be you today and go challenge yourself. What can you tell me about how I feel like it is my duty to always lift my team up and motivate them? It's not your duty to lift up your team. It is not your duty. You are doing that. Ursula, your average is to stay where you're at. We are dominated by our average. Pay attention. Everyone has to take full responsibility for their life. If you motivate your team, you take away from you. This is like people that date 80 people and have a million relationships. Remember, a girl said to me at the gym when I was a kid, I was like in that 19-year-old, 20-year-old phase of not married and not living effectively. She said, the more of your heart you give to other people, the less you have to give to someone you care about. You have less to give yourself if you give everything to your team. Avoid vampires. Teach people how to describe and build their own blood. Ursula, you are choosing to not get the business you want by serving them. Your job is to love and care by teaching them how to grow. The worst parents are the ones that do not teach their kids how to make meals. When I was in network marketing years ago, again, Steven came over. We were having a Labor Day brunch at my house. I said, Steven, can you crack the eggs? He was 22. He did not know how. His parents did a disservice.
Amazing. All right. Peter has a question, and I think that a lot of people in network marketing, I can relate to this. This was me for many years. So here's a good one.
I've been stuck for 2 years. Help me jump over the wall. You've not been stuck, Peter, for 2 years at all. You applied the glue. You decided to be there, and you are not stuck. You have an average, and it isn't necessary for you to succeed. And the reason why I'm saying it's not necessary, you'd like to do it, you want to do it, you're trying to motivate yourself, but you don't know how you operate yet. This is what I teach people how to do, how to get them to actually be the person they're capable of being. Peter, you have a life that works great for the life you currently have. Watch how to change your life in 15 seconds. You need to accept that you're not where you want to be. Look in the mirror, all of you today. Michael Bernoff, I have a mirror in that other room. Am I where I want to be? The answer is 100% no. But then when you say you're not where you want to be, opportunity presents itself. And so does insecurity. Our job is to take our insecurity and to overcome it and to build it into a ladder. The fastest way to change your life is to accept you're not okay with where you're at. The challenge for my man is, you know what? I've been stuck here for 2 years. Let me tell you about it. Tell all my friends, tell this stuff. I'm not teasing you. I love you. I care about you. And I'm telling you publicly, I care about you. I used to say that too. I look at Aaron, well, it's really hard for me to get to the gym. No, it's not. I'm okay with where I'm at. That's the thing. Just own it. You have accepted a reality. This is the part. You have a vested interest. What an average is an identity. You have a vested interest in your current reality. So the second you say, I'm not where I want to be, like, I need more money, it's scary, it's painful. And so, it's easier to go to happy hour, easier to get wasted, easier to start a new company, either to do something else. So when you say, I'm not where I want to be, it's uncomfortable. And you know what happens that uncomfortable? It drives you to change and you'll buy a new solution.
This is insane, guys. And it really kind of gives me goosebumps because I can remember learning this from Michael 6-7 years ago and how it truly had an impact on the actions that I was taking that got me from where I was to where I am today. And it's just really owning up where you are and actually saying to yourself, I am not okay with where I am.
Nope, average sucks.
Like, you have to actually say it. I'm not okay with this. Because once you do, then guess what? You'll start doing things differently so that you change the situation that you're in, whatever that is. I remember progress.
Yes.
You talked about progress.
I guarantee my wife's done this. I guarantee your wife's done this because they're smarter than we are. She's come up to you and said, Aaron, I don't like where we're at. And guess what? We change. Am I correct?
Yep.
And it's positive. That means you have an amazing relationship with your loved one. We need to have that relationship with ourselves. So it takes sometimes my wife saying, this ain't okay. Not that we're doing something wrong, that we're not playing big enough. We need to do that inside of ourselves. I am willing to stay as long as we need. I'll give us 25 more minutes if we have to. Keep it coming. Stick with us today. This is the most powerful place. Like, hashtag, comment. I want to wake up Mark Zuckerberg where he goes, we need more servers. What is this Aaron Parker doing? We need more servers. What's Elizabeth got here?
Here's another good one from Elizabeth.
When you've been in network marketing for years and not successful, how do you deal with negative voices in your head? Listen, we can be alive for years. Doesn't mean we're doing anything with it. Stop telling yourself the story you've been in network marketing. I used to think that was like, dude, I've been in network marketing for a month. Look how good I am. I've been in network marketing for a year. Holy crap. And then I turn around, I'm like 5 years in and I'm like, wow, maybe I shouldn't admit that anymore. So here's the deal. You might have been in for 5 years, but have you gotten started yet? That's my question for you. So what I would do is, you want to get rid of the negative voices in your head. You have to realize you control those. One of the things I teach at one of my events is you control the voices in your head. You know how you control them? With tone, decisions, and language. Let me ask you this. What would you like the voices to be in your head? Like my kids, you got kids. There's this book by Dr. Amen. He's like the brain expert. I met him a couple of years ago. He goes, have you read Captain Snout? And I bought it for my daughter. And I read it myself because what they teach in the book is they ask questions like, is this true? Is this always true? Is it true all the time? And once you say no, it all goes away. So you don't have voices in your head. We all have voices in our head, actually. We all have them. The question is, are you in control of them or are they in control of you? And you know what those voices are saying? Do something different. Do something different. You're capable of more. You're capable of more. But you're hearing, you're not good. You're not good enough. And what the funny thing is, you're not good enough yet. And the reason I'm saying it is the way you're living is not good enough for the life you could have. So your voices are correct. You are not good enough compared to what you should be doing. Your life is amazing. And I think the biggest disservice is you go to church on Sunday, temple on Saturday, and the greatest sin in the world, it comes from the Old Testament. Sin means to miss the mark, is not to live up to your full potential. The greatest disservice you can do to your family is to not be all you're capable of being. Like, what good are you to your family if you're playing small? Show up, be big. Let's do it. Any other questions or anything?
We've got several, so we're going to do some rapid fire here. This one is something every network marketer, we all have this one. I mean, I deal with this on a consistent basis. So
I already got the answer. Expectations. Set the expectations correctly. The reason that they don't do anything is you didn't set the expectation. New hires are the same issue. Your children, no issue. I don't know about you, Aaron. I'm going to throw your girls on the spot, but did they make the table or not? Do they set the table at the house?
Yes.
Okay, because that's the expectation, correct? Yeah. So new people, did you set the expectation? What I mean by that is, did you let them know what will happen? When I used to bring people back in the day, I had a system for this. I'm going to break you down my system right now. It's called leadership. So what happened is I'd bring Aaron in. I'd say, Aaron, It was like Pavlov. Aaron, I need you to get me a list of 100 people. And then I would do is you'd get a list of 100 people. Aaron, you're coming over to my house. We are going to call those 100 people. And then I got to get you started. It's got to get real. Call, hand me the phone. Call, hand me the phone. This is like the 90s, folks. This is old school. Then after you did something, I would set an expectation. I would say, Aaron, there is a book at Barnes & Noble's by your house. Do you know where the Barnes & Noble's is by your house?
Yep.
There's a book there called, back in the day, I'd use How to Do Blah, 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 whatever. I want you to buy it. And then what I want you to do is get to the third. Call me after you read 9 pages, and I want to have the third paragraph down, the second sentence. Read it to me. And then you would do it. If you did that, I'd give you the win. And I'm going to give all of you my secret formula right now. I would buy a book. This is mine. But back in the day, I'd get things like Og Mandino and stuff. And I'd go on like the 15th page, Aaron. And right here, I would write in the binder right here, call me when you get here. I have something for you. Only leaders get this far. I would never tell them it was in there. Every once in a while, I'd get someone that followed instructions. They'd call me. I would take them to lunch. I'd buy them something. Or nowadays, you can have lunch shifted to their house. We need to be leaders. Folks, when you sell them into the business, that is where the sales process begins. That is where the leadership starts. You know what you do, most people? And I'm talking to you. You bring them in and go, good luck. And I didn't curse right there, but that's what you say. Good luck, buddy. Let's see what you got. And you expect them to know what to do? They've never done this before. If you're new, they're newer. Got it? So when you bring somebody in, the first thing you got to do is set expectations. Here's what the first 30 days are going to be like.
This is amazing, guys. Write it down. Expectation is why people are not doing anything in your business.
And expectations minus reality equals disappointment. If you expect a person to do something, you will be disappointed. Your 8-month-old should go to bed and should feed itself, but it doesn't.
Amazing. Now we have to address this one because someone asked, because I think every network marketer on the planet, including myself, and I've done this, we've all been told we got to have a vision board.
Yeah. I have a nightmare board.
So tell us why you don't like vision boards.
Well, I never met anybody. I mean, come on. I could list you a million people that have vision boards, and I have a million people that are not doing that great. You should have a vision board and put it on the wall because it's your target. Know the things you want, but that's not going to motivate you. The problem with a vision board is it requires you to change. And if you look at your vision board, what happens is it releases dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine in your brain and oxytocin, which gets you excited. What most people don't recognize is that excitement is very, very wonderful. And most people are more turned on by the idea of getting what they want than actually getting it. So the reason I don't like vision boards is, and I'm not against them, I just don't use one. And the reason why, and I have everything that you put on a vision board, I freaking have in my house. Okay. So I can promise you I do what I've done there. So what I'm getting at is why I'm not into them is that in order to make a vision board work, there was a study done years ago in Montreal, and they took like EKGs of people's brains, and they were trying to figure out what things looked like. And they said, they talked about change, and that's what requires to make a vision board work, right? And what happened is as they changed, they'd get a feeling. And then they said, what else is that stimuli like? And you know what it was, Aaron? Torture. Being waterboarded was identical to change. So in order to get what's on the board, it requires you to go through pain. So what I recognized is have a nightmare board. Take a picture of you, superimpose, instead of a picture with Arnold Schwarzenegger's body or Aaron's body in your head, put a picture of a larger person, you, looking like you're 900 pounds, put it on your fridge and say, fat people eat here. I promise you, you'd grab cucumbers. I'd say, look at your bank account, get rid of a zero, put it on the wall and say, my bank account in 5 years if I don't change. I am going to tell you, not a person I know, like when Aaron works out the hardest, because he goes, I don't go to the gym, I'm going to feel bad. He doesn't work out because he loves it. He does love it now, but he works out because it's necessary, because he feels like shit if he doesn't do it. Most people don't know that. They don't know that. So there's my thing. And if you don't like me, I don't know. I've only trained 1 million people. I've done this 100,000 personal clients that have worked with us through our programs. I got it down. So here's the deal. Have a vision board, but then have a nightmare board over here. If I don't change, oh shoot, it'll motivate you.
No, I mean, this is huge. And I can relate. You know, part of us really wants to hold on to this idea of like, I have to have a vision board because everyone tells me I have to do it. But what Michael's saying is actually true. because at least for most people, because I've done vision boards and nothing ever happened. But it wasn't until there was pain.
When you had a nightmare.
When there was enough pain in my life, that's when I actually started doing something different. And I was sick and tired of being where I was. And then somehow magically the things on the vision board started happening. But it wasn't because of the vision board. Now, having goals, having things to shoot for, yes.
Yes.
What he's saying is what's really going to motivate us. It's not what's on the vision board for most people. It's the nightmare board, right?
Like, I'm not literally saying go cut things out of a paper, put Freddy Krueger on the wall.
For sure.
But he's right. Aaron, 2014, the beginning of 15, that was a nightmare. It went from dream to nightmare, and that nightmare made you the man you are today.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can honestly tell you that this is true because, guys, the times where I have had the biggest breakthroughs is when I got so motivated, not from what was on my vision board. It was the motivation of being sick and tired.
Yep.
It was the motivation of the fear of losing my family.
Yep.
Of losing everything, of being broke. Those were the nightmares, the fears that really created the change inside of me that got me where I am today.
Yep.
Whew, man. All right, last question. Jennifer, how do I do lives, try to recruit if I haven't had money myself? Does that make sense or no?
Yeah, I get it. I don't try to do anything. Either do it or don't. Jennifer, get rid of the try. I'm not even going to talk to you, Jennifer, until you retype that. The reason is try is failing. I'll literally talk to you, but get rid of the word. Here's the deal. You don't need money to succeed. What you need to do is care. And here's the deal. You need to let people know the truth. This business excites me and I love it. I'm going to do it with or without you. When can we meet? And you got to do lives. Years ago, I used to say this. It's a numbers game because they told me it was a numbers game. BS. It's not a numbers game. Talk to 100 people, do 100 lives, blank amount of people sign up, blah, blah, blah. And then you do 100 more and then they sign up, blah, blah, blah. It's not the law of numbers or the law of averages. It's the law of you get better. I've watched Aaron for 8 years. We've known each other. All I've seen him do is get better. Why is this easier for him? Why was he able to come in? I asked him the other day. I see people on his team that I know and love and care about that are crushing it themselves. He's like, yeah, they're on my team. We're working together, a team. I'm like, of course they're on your team. And of course they got great leaders on their team because that's who we are. That's what we've done. We're growing into who it is we're capable of being. So I'm just going to challenge all of you. I'm excited to help you guys any way that I can with anything. I know Aaron's got something exciting he wants to share with you. I'm also excited to just offer you guys any way to help. I've been giving some stuff away and I'd love to do that. So I don't know if you want to go first or I go first. Or...
Yeah, I'll go first. So guys, seriously, this has been tremendous. For Michael Bernoff to take this much time with my friends, people who are part of the power team, people who are just friends on Facebook, maybe some people that are, we're meeting for the first time, which is great. We're glad that you found this. Somebody shared this video with you. And so it would mean a lot if you guys got his book. Seriously, is this the first book that you've written?
My first book, and it was written to be read. And here's the crazy part. If you can't finish it in 2.5 to 3 hours and it doesn't motivate you, it'll be like me sitting next to your house. It is written in ADD. I'm telling you. So you got the website, averagesucks.com. And I'm giving away a bunch of stuff on there too.
Yeah, I don't, normally I have to type in websites. I'm not even going to type it in because you guys, it's pretty simple. It's averagesucks.com. Go here, put it in. And I want to give at least one of these away. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick some people at random. I'm going to do it when we're done. So all you have to do is share this video and comment that you shared. There's Jason's on it. There it is. Bam. So share this video, comment that you shared, and I'm going to, as soon as we're done, go through and pick 2 or 3 of you, and I'm gonna buy you this book. And if I don't pick you, then just know that this will be worth every penny when you go to averagesucks.com. Get your hands on this. Seriously, you guys are watching this video. You want to create a breakthrough. There's one little additional nugget of information in this book that's going to help you get to the next level in your business. You definitely want to get this. So go to averagesucks.com, get your hands on this, and I'm going to pick a few of you, and I'm going to buy you one of these for those of you who share this video, a few of you.
I love it. I love it. And I'll tell all of you as you're watching this right now, get a couple copies, do what I said. I don't make any money on books, just so you guys know. There's no money in books. By the time the publisher gets their money, if you like, don't ever go into the book business thinking you're gonna make money. Go in the book business if you want to help somebody and serve them. The comments that we have gotten from this book have been amazing. And we're going to hook up some random people that wind up easy read. Somebody said easy read. It's so easy to read. It's written for ADD. Get a couple of them, hand them out. There's a Kindle version. I recommend the hardback and the Kindle, whatever you want to get. Kindle right now, you can have it. Get a couple hardbacks. But this is what I was going to say. I'm also giving away On Average Sucks. After you buy the book on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Target, Walmart. If you're in Canada, you have to go to amazon.ca. If you're in Australia, amazon.au, wherever. The people everywhere, Aaron, watching this. If you're in Nova Scotia, go to amazon.nova Scotia.
All over.
But after you buy the book, no matter what bookstore, and I'm literally every bookstore on earth you can get the book in. I recommend Amazon. I recommend Barnes & Nobles. Go back to averagesucks.com. I was going to take it down, but I left it up. There's 8 hours of audio training. For once you get it, put the receipt in, you're going to get a bunch of training. And you're wondering like, well, Michael, why would you need training if the book's so good? The book's so good, you're going to be afterwards going, where's more? Do you know what I'm saying? You're going to love it. So the other thing I was going to say is, and this is, I want to just throw this out there for anyone who's very seriously looking to get to the next level. When Corona hit, my wife and I said, we want to help as many people as possible. If you've not taken me up on this, we've been giving away our call to action program for free for anybody who wants it. I don't know if I told you that at all, Aaron, but it's literally on the house. If anybody wants it, I'm only looking to work with serious people. If you're going to bitch, complain, whine, it's me live. It's not recorded. And it's 5 days working with me. One even starts tomorrow. One's in 2 weeks. This is the program Aaron started with me originally. So get the book now and then go to calltoactiontime.com and you can share it with you and your team, anybody that wants to take it. But please, my company's in it's call2actiontime.com. If you want to put it up, go there right away. If you want to take it starting this Sunday, it's a couple hours a day for 5 days. But we're like a hospital. We want to put this in. There it is. Call to action. And the website, there it is. Calltoactiontime.com. We're in triage mode right now, which means like I don't have extra staff because it's hard to hire during like a pandemic. So we have about 500 people are taking this course on a regular basis. Please don't take a seat from somebody if you're not serious, because I have other people I want to help. There's college kids taking it. There's stay-at-home moms, entrepreneurs. My guarantee is that you'll get more done in 5 days than you have in 5 months. And I will send you back to Aaron even better. The woman just said best course she's ever done. Highly recommend it. And a lot of these people, even including Aaron, has paid for it, the course. He paid $500, $600 back in the day for each of him and Kathy. It's my gift for free. There's no strings attached. There's nothing you need to do. Jason paid $500 for it half a decade ago. So calltoactiontime.com. Go there now, enroll. You may get pushed to 1 2 weeks from now. Get the book, do your thing. And then I was going to break down Aaron. We still got time?
I mean, I've never heard this before. I'm excited. What's going on?
So here it is. If you want to be one of the great leaders here on this phone, they have 4 things in common, all of these people. And it's 4 things we need to work on to get over the wall. When Aaron said, I want to start making 6 figures and stop making what I made, there was something he needed to do. I see Jason Cardamone. He did the same thing, an amazing member of your team. And what I recommended is everyone, Aaron, any of these guys out there that are doing fantastic, Kathy, they've got 4 things in common that all great leaders have. Number 1 is they have the ability to be committed. So I want you to think about this. Aaron is fully committed, and you guys know that. He doesn't, and a lot of you act like a committed person, and you probably should get committed to an institution because you're committed in craziness. You got to be a committed person. Aaron has mastered the art of commitment, and all of you have that are watching this. But here's what Aaron is, and here's what real leadership is. Leadership is you even do the little things you promise to do. Aaron and I say we're going to talk at 3 o'clock. At 2:59, Aaron's ready for the phone call. He's congruent. He does what he says he's going to do. The Aaron I met 8 years ago was congruent. The Aaron today is fully congruent. He does what he says he's going to do. So you know this about yourself. When you say, I am going to make 6 figures, you have to mean it. If not, tell yourself the truth and go, I'm going to make 10 grand this year. Tell yourself the truth. I know Aaron's headed to 8 figures eventually in this business. I know he's going to get there. I'm positive about that. And the reason is he is congruent. So all of you have to recognize he's committed, congruent. And I'm also going to tell you there's something from his past that he's got that's strong. He's very confident. He's got a background that I know that he served our country. I know the background that he is somebody that has worked on himself. He's been in business a long time. He has worked on his confidence. If you want to make it in business, you're like, well, Michael, I'm scared to talk to people. You are not scared of people. You are not confident. A great leader like Aaron is confident, committed, and congruent. And the last thing is, and this is why his relationship's so great and why he's got his relationship with his children, is he's committed to communication. What I'm going to tell you is those 4 words are the only way to make your business work. I don't care if you're in the same company as Aaron, if you're on team a power team, I don't care if you're in Amway, it doesn't matter. If you want to be the next Dexter Yeager, which is like the ultimate network marketer back in the day in Amway, made $1 gazillion. What he did is a confident person that is a great communicator, that is making it happen, that does what he says he's going to do. That's Aaron Parker. That's Kathy Parker. And that's why they do these lives. So you've got to ask yourself, are you willing to work on those? So what I do, Aaron, is this. I've got the 4 circles in my life. One's confident, one's communication, okay? One's commitment. And every time I talk to somebody, I give myself a dot. Every time I do a live, I give myself a dot. I go confident, communication, did what I said I was going to do. And when that whole thing fills in, you blow past Aaron. The problem is he's filling out his own circle and he'll never slow down. And I'm telling you that. So you want to get where you want to go. I'm helping to get you there. Couple things I can offer you. I'm honored to have you read my book. I can't wait when you read it. It's not going to solve all your problems. It doesn't wake your ass up. Share it with your team. Go to averagesucks.com, get the book, take call to action for free. Find me on Facebook. But man, I'm telling you, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you serve, but share this and be a leader like Aaron. Share this training. That's what leaders do. They share the goods. Stop sharing riots and let's start doing what we did. The other day, what I wrote down, I said, all of us have to stop protesting our own success. We have to stop looting our own success from ourselves, and we have to stop rioting inside of ourselves. Yes, we have riots and protests out in the world, and I honor people standing up for what's going on, but you have to stop protesting your own success to yourself. Most people are holding an internal protest right now. I can't succeed. I can't do it. Go show people what's possible. Be the greatest thing you can do for your community. I'm telling you, the last thing I could say, Aaron, I can't say this enough. My parents raised me with a couple of simple words, and they said this: the world works great, but we need to do our part to make the world better. We have to repair the world right now, and entrepreneurs have the greatest gift to repair the world, and we repair it by becoming as great a people as possible. This is not political right now. We have to repair ourselves, our own insecurities, so we can help weed insecurities out of other people. We have to do our part. So my parents taught me and they raised me, and I encourage you to raise your team this way. We need to repair what's going on in the world economically, and network marketing and direct sales is the greatest way to repair economics for people. An extra $300 to $500 in a person that got laid off's bank account right now is the greatest gift you can give them. It may mean whether they feed their kids, or it may mean whether they can send their kids to college. If you don't have a company, get with Aaron. If you have a company, get with your frigging leader today and apologize for being an ass. Call them on the phone and call your leader. Don't blow up Aaron's phone right now and apologize and say, I've been playing small. What do I do? And he says, wax on, wax off. You say, no problem. How long do you want me to do it for? So that's all I can tell you. That's all I know. I care about you. I care about this industry. And Aaron Parker, I got 4 minutes, man, but anything else we're doing? Kathy, I love you. Thank you for doing your thing. I love your kids also, and haven't really met them yet, but I just see great stuff online.
We need to change that, my friend. We need to change that.
Got to get out to Florida.
Yes. Listen, Michael Bernoff, we have taken so much of your time. We are so grateful. This has been amazing. Thank you so much. I have a quick call to action for everybody who's here. So, Michael, thank you once again. We appreciate you. And everyone, go get your copy, averagesucks.com. Get it. You'll be glad you did. And if there's still room for call to action, I mean, for free, that's insane. Unbelievable. Yeah, free,
but only do it if you're really committed. Calltoactiontime.com. If you go to the website and you get scared, still sign up. If you don't want to take it, don't. I'm not here to make friends in this world. I'm here to build an army of people making a difference. Share those 2 links with your friends and your team. Guess what? They'll thank you for it.
All right, we had a couple people ask. Let me just pull it back up on the screen here. Calltoactiontime.com. There it is right there. So take a picture. It's TO, not the number.
You could do either one.
Oh, either one. Cool. Awesome. Good stuff. So there you go, guys. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate you so much.
Appreciate you guys. I'm going to run. Thank you. Do great things. The greatest gift you can give Aaron and anyone else here is to do great things with your life. Thank you. Use your time, valuable, and immediately go do your thing.
Awesome. All right, guys, check this out. Listen, we're going to be doing a lot more training, value, information to be able to help all of you take your business to the next level. So if you're watching this on your cell phone, one of these little puppies, whether it's Android or iPhone, it's all good either way. At the top right of your phone, there's 3 little dots. Boop, boop, boop. Click on the 3 dots, and you should have the ability. Oh, look at you guys have already bought your books. You guys are getting signed up. Love it. Click on the 3 dots and click on either turn on notifications or click to follow. And when you click to follow, it may give you the option for like see first. You want to do that. That way, when we do more training, we're putting out more content, more information here on this channel, you get the information first. And if you're watching on YouTube, when you click subscribe, click the little bell. For everyone who's here, you guys are amazing. Michael shared, Carol shared, getting the book. Awesome. Kai, Shelly, thank you for being here. This has been amazing. I mean, honestly, guys, I just want to say that for Michael to take this much time to bring this value for free to our friends, to our community, to our team, and we decided to make this available for the whole world and just open this up to everyone. It's a really big deal. So the way that we can thank him is right here, averagesucks.com. Go get his book. He doesn't even make money from this thing, but this is his baby. It's his first book. You're going to get tremendous value from this. And if there is still space on the call to action, I will tell you my personal testimony. The call to action I did pay about $500 for, and it made me 10 times, 100 times that back in commissions in business. So the fact that he has limited space right now, remember, only if you're really committed, really serious, get signed up for it. It'll be well worth your time. You'll be glad you did. And remember, this is public. So you can tag people, share this video, get it out there, and get this same information that you just consumed that is now going to help you take your life and your business to the next level and get this out to other people who can also get this as well. So now you have to make a decision. It's our motto with the Power Team. Our team is I have decided. So if you have decided, I want you to comment right now, I have decided, and you're going to take something from this video, from this training that you just got from Michael Bernoff, and you're going to do something different. Because if you don't do something different, nothing is going to change. So take something from this, decide what it's going to be, and take massive action. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you next time.